Welcome to the California Football Officials Association Weekly Film Bulletin. It's week 0 of 2023, and by my count, 281 days since a lot of us have been on the field. This is the first of 11 instructional bulletins for the 2023 season. Let's get into it. First clip of the week, first clip of the season, I thought we'd talk about a kickoff and what we should be looking for. As Mike Vale up in Channel Coast would say, how are we going to get ourselves off to a good start today? We're always counting 11 players, in this particular case for Team K and for Team R. And while Team R can be lined up however they want in a free kick situation, K does have some restrictions that we need to pay close attention to. First and foremost, 613B says that no Team K player can be more than 5 yards behind Team K's free kick line. And this is satisfied when no player on Team K is straddling or touching that 35-yard line in this case. We also know from 614 that there needs to be a minimum of 4 players to the right and left of the kicker. Once we're good on checking all 3 of those things, the covering official can signal to the referee that we're ready for play, and the referee can blow his or her whistle. In this particular case, I'd like to show you an example of encroachment or offsides by Team K. Before this ball is kicked, we see that the player right to the left of the kicker is more than a yard beyond Team K's free kick line. This is a dead ball foul enforced 5 yards from the previous spot. So the covering official is going to want to blow their whistle to kill this play while throwing their flag and not let this play continue. So that's the player just to the left of the kicker. Now the player down at the bottom of your screen, it appears that his foot is beyond K's free kick line. However, after speaking with a couple of folks, we want to make sure that this foot is really down beyond K's free kick line if we're going to call a foul here. If this foot is in the air, he's kind of leaning over that free kick line at the kick, might want to let this go and maybe just warn the player or the special teams coach that that was a little too close for comfort. But certainly that player right next to the kicker, we're going to want to blow this dead. Speaking of free kicks, a couple of teachable moments in this one. Really like how cool, calm, and collected the flank official is at the bottom of the screen here. This is a 7-person crew, so the flanks are lined up at the pylon for a free kick. Umpires on a 5-person crew, this would be you making this call. But as we play this clip out, this flank official really displays good kick mechanics. So we know from 616 that after this ball crosses R's free kick line, which is 10 yards beyond K's free kick line, and the ball has been grounded, K can recover but not advance a kick. The ball becomes dead. A beanbag isn't needed at the end of a free kick because this isn't an enforcement spot. The spot in which a free kick ends doesn't frankly really matter at all. So we see that the ball is grounded, obviously gone beyond 10 yards here, but this official does come in and drop a beanbag. He drops a beanbag because he sees at this point Team R has possession of the ball. Therefore, the kick is over. Now we have Team K coming in and making a great play on the ball, knocking the ball loose, and we have a Team R fumble, which is why now this official has a beanbag down, indicating that we had our player possession and the begin of a run, then player possession was lost, recovered by K. This official comes in, kills the clock, and calmly points in the direction of Team K. Great mechanics by this official at a crucial point in the game. All right, so the next play that we're going to look at here today has to do with a scrimmage kick. We're kicking here from about the 37-yard line going in. For this play in particular, I wanted to bring in a guest speaker with us today. So please join me in welcoming Gil Rodriguez. Gil's an official in the Inland Empire unit. one of the best back judges I know. We've had an opportunity to work together quite a bit. Thanks for joining here, Gil.
Hey, Greg, man, thanks for having me. Such a pleasure to be here, and I just enjoy talking football.
Absolutely. No, thank you. So I'm going to play this through both the wide view angle here and then the end zone angle, and then we're going to talk about a couple of things.
Sounds good.
And so we've got a grounded scrimmage kick at about the 12, batted back into the field of play, and it looks like it's recovered at about the 2. And I'm going to go to the end zone view here.
Oh, you sure did pick a good play to talk about, Greg.
Those are the only kind that I like. So, Gil, where do you want to start? You want me to go back to the wide view? And
Yeah, let's go ahead and get to the wide view, the sideline view here. This is perfect. And go ahead and pause right there, Greg, if you don't mind. First and foremost, I think, and as we talk five-man mechanics, what's going to be the most important thing is being in a position as a back judge so you're not moving as much, yet also being in a position to protect that punt returner. So as I look at where the ball is placed, the ball is at the 36-yard line, right? Our punter is kicking from about midfield. In the back of my mind, I know I'm going to get in proper position to make sure I rule accordingly on my returner, but I also have to know that I have to keep an eye on the ball because kickers these days, right, with camps and just how good they're getting, they can easily kick this ball into the end zone from where they are. So in the back of my mind, I also have to keep that back there to know that if the ball is kicked pretty good, I have to get on that goal line because I have to rule whether the ball crosses that goal line or not. So as we can go ahead and play it, and then we'll pause it right there. Let's pause it right there. So normally, as a back judge, you would be about 12 yards out, 12 yards away from your returner, and just a few yards back, making sure that you can see whether he has a fair catch signal or whether there's KCI. Now, once we have determined that the kick is beyond him or that the goal line is threatened, it's going to be our job in five-man mechanics to make sure that we get on the goal line. So let's go ahead and wind it back a little bit, Greg. So if I'm in my position here and I notice that the returner is heading toward the sideline, toward the visiting sideline, and I look and the ball is coming toward the hash, right? I'm going to instantly backpedal and get on that goal line because I know he's not going to make a catch, 15, 25 yards away from where the ball is going to land. So in five-man mechanics, I'm on the goal line.
so right about here, when he starts moving towards the sideline,
Right about there.
Probably
Yep.
yelling fire or something, that's when you're going to start moving towards the goal line.
Yep. I'm going to start because look where the ball bounces at about the 7 or 8 yard line, all the way on position 1. So I'm on the goal line, and now my eyes are looking right down that line and imagining right about there that there is a plate of glass that extends from the goal line all the way up. And the rule in high school is if that ball crosses that goal line or in reference to the glass breaks that plane of glass, then it is automatically a touchback. And I know one of the hardest things to do for a back judge is blow a whistle, but in this case, whether they drop a beanbag that's clearly in the end zone, it'll be important to blow that whistle, indicating that the ball has crossed the goal line and that play is dead. So if I'm positioned correctly, I'm kind of, and I'll try to annotate here a little bit. I'm kind of, let's see if you can see that. I'll be about here, right where that right where that guy is. Can you see the annotation on there, Greg?
Yep. Yes, we can.
And I'm able to see right down this line here, and I'll be able to notice that, all right, that ball has crossed the goal line. Now, for the common fan, even some of the high school coaches that see this play, this is the stuff we see on Sundays. This is those plays that make the ESPN highlights, because this defender here does a great job of hitting the ball back into the field of play before the ball contacts the end zone. I look at that. I mean, that's a thing of beauty. On a Sunday, that would be on one of the top, highlights. Unfortunately, we'll go ahead and clear those. In high school football, once that ball crosses that goal line, it's dead. So in 5-man mechanics, whether I drop the beanbag well inside of the end zone, I'm blowing the whistle, I'm killing the clock, right? And I am walking up to the 20-yard line, right? Letting them know that I am killing the clock, and I am instantly going to start signaling a touchback.
So really quick, Gil, why are you dropping a beanbag if it's not the end of the kick?
Well, for me, one of the things that I want coaches to know and people to know is that I saw the ball go into the end zone. And that's basically it, right? Technically, the whistle will kill it, and I'll say that, but I just want everybody to know that I see it in the end zone. And the truth is, in 7-man mechanics, when I work on Saturdays, that's one of my mechanics that I kind of I'm supposed to do. So if I don't kill it, if I drop a beanbag, I know I'm dropping it in the end zone. Is it necessary to drop? Absolutely not. Once that ball crosses the goal line, I'm killing it. I'm looking over at my referee and I'm signaling touchback.
So we just talked about 5-man mechanics. There are 5-person mechanics, excuse me, and how you would move up to the goal line. As a back judge, Gil, so still staying in the same position, do your mechanics change at all when we have a 7-person crew out there and we're adding the field judge and the side judge like we're looking at right here?
Right. So in 7-man mechanics, I got a little more flexibility. I have a little more latitude. Why? Because my 2 deep flanks there are already positioned on the goal line. Now, my rule of thumb is I have to protect the returner, right? I have to make sure that the returner, there isn't KCI, or there isn't a fair catch signal and caught by somebody else who then tries to run it. So in this case, this back judge does a really good job of maintaining cushion, seeing the whole thing, right? But here, I would have to defer to the 2 deep flanks. They would then signal to me, as they're doing now, killing the clock, but I wouldn't go up to that spot. They should be telling me the ball crossed the goal line, and they should be signaling touchback as well. I'll look at my referee, and I'll signal touchback from the middle of the end zone as well.
All right, perfect. Gil, anything else that you want to add about this play at all?
No, I think this is a wonderful play. I think this is one of those plays that is very difficult in high school football because, again, for a common fan, they're seeing one of those amazing athletic plays that they see on Sundays. So at times you're going to signal the touchback and people are going to start booing you, right? But when you're able to go and articulate to both coaches exactly what happened, what you saw, and what occurred, right? And the game moves quickly, right? There is no time to discuss and then talk it over and then second guess and then think about it, because all it does is create doubt. And in our job, in our profession, we try to limit that as much as possible. So if we're sure we saw it cross the goal line, we signal touchback, we're able to communicate to the coach, the ball crossed the goal line. I know I didn't touch the ground, but in high school football, once it crosses or breaks that plane of glass, it is a touchback, letting both coaches know. And then boom, we're off and running, 1st and 10.
Gil Rodriguez, Inland Empire. Really appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much, Gil, and good luck this season. We'll talk soon, buddy.
Hey, appreciate it, Greg. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's it for week 0. Couple of quick reminders. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. It's going to be hot out there this week. Slow whistles, call only what you see, and I'll see you online next week.